What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zoo in November. The Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day. That means it's time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. Evidently, these two think it's shenanigans or something. I don't know what's going on with them. But
You missed it. Dan was rocking out to the intro and got a little carried away.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Hey, how can you not get carried away to that intro?
Absolutely.
Well, if you saw it, you'd be laughing right now, too.
That's just some rocking stuff, man. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. Before we get started, we're going to give a shout out to the Patreons because we all know that they're awesome. And we all know that even though I have very little sleep going on right now, these guys right here are going to keep me up to the wee hours in the after chat tonight, talking about anything and everything. Actually, I'm hoping somebody in there is going to teach me something tonight, and we'll talk about that on the after chat. But we'll just see. And after that, we're going to give a shout out to the latest Adventure Club rankings. This is the third quarter. Bruce with the big move up to first place. Terry holding strong in second. Charlie moves up to third. Steven up to fourth. Dan in the fifth spot, and so on and so on. So, you know what? Why is it good to be in this Adventure Club right here? Be a top donator? Well, if you would have been over on Twitter about an hour ago, you would have seen that we gave away some stuff to the second quarter top 10 over in Twitter. We gave away a t-shirt, which went to James Jenner. And James, if you're in the chat, make sure and email me which design you want and what size and what color. And we'll get that out to you on the 25th is when the order will be placed for that. And November 4, Crazy Wingnut Bravo. He won a PP Man Oreo, the King Edition.
You know what's funny about that?
That he's going to melt that thing.
It comes with a wing nut.
It does.
So, what's funny about it is he going to melt that because it's only 20 watts and his voice is over 20 watts. So that's what's funny about it. And Dan here actually won a Gigaparts Explorer bag. But here's the thing. Dan just ordered an Explorer Gigaparts bag, and he used my code HRAG to save money, by the way. But so Dan told me, you know, he loves our community so much, and he loves our Patreon so much. So if we get one person to go over to Patreon tonight and sign up for a absolutely free 7-day trial to the top activator tier. It has to be the top activator tier to get the free trial. But you get 7 days for free, and you'll get your benefits, and you'll get to see what it's all about. If we get one person to sign up for that free trial, we're going to give away that Gigapart bag on here tonight. So that doesn't mean if you're the person that signed up, you're going to win the bag. It means you're going to have a chance, and everybody's going to have a chance. So, and a free trial for everybody. And a matter of fact, I'm really trying hard to make YouTube full time. I went through a lot of stuff over the last month, and you know, life's not guaranteed, and I want to do this YouTube thing. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if I get 10 new Patreons by the end of July, 10 Patreons by the end of July that are Hunter tier or above. The only tier you couldn't be would be supporter to count. Hunter tier or above. If I get 10 of those, we're going to do a big giveaway at the end of July. And, you know, so if I get 10 just hunters, we're going to do a big giveaway. If I get 5 just hunters and 5 top 5 activators, it's going to be bigger.
It's going to be like a Honda Civic or something?
If I get no, I'm not rich. I'm not rich, but
that's why he said a Honda Civic.
If I get at least 5 hunters, 2 activators, or 3 activators, and 2 King's Court, I will definitely be adding a Biolino 15 amp hour battery into that.
That's nice.
Along with the other stuff. So, just a thought. Just a thought. I like giving away stuff anyway. Anyway, we're going to go on and have this stream. And speaking of stuff that's absolutely free, if you like Pota, what we're going to talk about tonight, and you're not in my Discord, I don't know what's wrong with you to start with, because I'm telling you, the elite of the elite in Pota hang out in that Discord. And they, it doesn't matter what you're there for. Whether you're just there to have fun, they have fun. There's channels to just have fun in. There is Pota spot channels that people just pretty much talk about Pota all day long. Sometimes you get some random stuff in there, and I have to jump onto them and say, hey, it's Pota, go somewhere else. But there's a room for everything, and you can actually ask any question you want in the world, and somebody's going to answer it. Whether it's right or not, I don't know, but somebody's going to answer it for you.
Yeah, we'll have an answer for you.
But I'll tell you, like myself, I've learned a lot in my Discord, and I've learned that some of these people are crazy to do Pota. Let me tell you. But you should go over to Pota. You can hit my Linktree account, which is in the description, and it'll take you to any of my links. It'll take you to my Discord. It'll take you to my Patreon. It'll take you to my Twitter, which is where we did that last live stream, and Instagram, you name it. Anyway,
the best thing about Discord is that it's absolutely free.
Absolutely.
Doesn't cost you anything.
So, what's been going on with you, Dan? You getting ready for some traveling, ain't you?
Yeah, buddy. I'm leaving out this Saturday morning. Going on my 15 new to me state rove and DC.
15 new states in DC.
We're going to have fun. We're going to be gone for a couple weeks and relax, vacation. Don't got to worry about anybody from work calling me. I'm going to like it.
See, that's my problem, because I could never have that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Pota YouTuber. Therefore, somebody from my work is always going to call me the second that they need a park, or they haven't seen me on the spots in 25 minutes, or
I put my my tentative itinerary on Discord, and I posted it on the Pota Facebook page as well. Hunt me at the parks you see me at, because there's a couple of them that have some special guest activators that'll be with me that you won't want to miss. Some of them you don't hear on the air very often.
Nice.
So it'll be fun.
Good deal. Good deal. What's going on with you, Hayden?
Oh, not too much. Hoping the weather forecast for this weekend changes so that we can get out on the boat and do some more activating. And going to try and maybe get onto an island if we can. Just depends on the weather. It's supposed to rain all weekend. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, dude. The rain is like it's not just where you're at. It's everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to Tennessee and do a summit, which was a Pota threefer, and I had a little mini vacation planned for that too. And it's like an 80% chance of raining there all weekend long. So the Tennessee trip is question. Good. Any good tips for hunting? Support your parks weekend. We can go over that for sure.
Okay.
But the Tennessee trip is going to be postponed. I do want to get that summit, because it's a cool summit, and it is definitely on my list. But what in the world was that?
Sorry.
Oh, bong! This is the bong show.
I was reaching over to my
Bong
keyboard
show.
because I was going to reply to somebody in the chat, and I was like, "What was that sound?" I'm like, "Oh, I hit my microphone."
I was like, I was like, oh, somebody's been gone.
I should have did it like the 2 meter repeaters. The time is now 8:10.
It kind of does sound like a grandfather clock a little bit.
Nice.
Oh. All righty. So, any tips for hunting Pota parks during Support Your Parks weekend? Dan, I'm going to let you handle this because this guy right here, he got a ton of plaques coming to him in the mail for doing some hunting.
Yeah, I've hunted 1 or 2 parks. Just run the spot page, man. The ones you can hear, work them. I mean, it's really like hunting just during a normal weekend, except it's going to be a lot more busy. A lot more busy or a lot busier? A lot busier. So just you're going to have to put up with people close to each other, maybe talking over each other, people on 20 meters who can't hear each other, having 2 activators working different parks that can't hear each other. The normal busy 20 meter, 40 meter kind of stuff you got to deal with. But if you hear them, work them.
All right. So my tip would be listen, because every activator is different, and you got to know how they activate and where they're calling from, how they're calling, what gets their attention. And some people will take. I've sat and listened to people, and I swear I don't even know. I guess they're taking the people that's calling them while they're calling QRZ or something, because I'm courteous enough to wait if I'm hunting somebody for them to actually say what they're saying. If they're, I'll listen, and if they're saying, "This is Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November from Kilo 3716 QRZ," I'll wait till he says. I won't go when he says, "This is Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November," even though some people's probably going QRZ right then. I'll listen to what he's saying, and I'll go right as soon as I think he's ending. But a lot of people don't. They're like, he's like, "There's this Whiskey Delta." But some activators will actually hear that last letter come through as they said QRZ, and they hear echo, and then they hear the roar.
Yeah.
And they'll say, "Okay, station ending in echo." And
some also do. One of my pet peeves in activators is they say like QRZ, this is Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November. And as a hunter or as a DX hunter or anything, when you hear QRZ, I'm firing.
Yeah, you go.
That should be the last thing you say.
Yeah, that drives me crazy too. But then some activators will just let everybody wear themselves out, and then they'll take that last call to come through nice and clear.
Something like to take lists too, so just keep your ears open for that.
And then there's some really unique activators, like myself, that I sit and I listen to the whole just slew of it, the whole big old pile, and I tabulate all these call signs in my head, and I will try my best to run all those call signs out before I say QRZ again. And as long as somebody don't ask me a question, I'm good with that. But when you ask me a question, you took all those calls I had stored in my head and threw them away. So listen to the activator, find out where they're taken. And my other tip is make something in your call unique.
Yes.
Every activator will tell you if their favorite people to hunt them is people, one, that always say their call sign the same way, because you get used to that tone and exactly how it comes, and two, really unique stuff. Like myself, once you're unique to me, you have to say your call sign unique, because that's how I hear it. So, for example, Alpha Delta Zero Whiskey Norway cannot say Alpha Delta Zero Whiskey November, even though that's correct. I won't hear him. Yeah. He has to say Whiskey Norway for me to hear him, because I'm used to that tone. And I could not even hear a single letter, but I hear the tone on that Norway.
Yeah. We've always said that voice recognition adds at least 3 dB to your signal. All the times that I've worked James Gallo so far over in American Samoa, my signal has been weak. I mean, he's halfway around the world, but he knows it's me because I've hunted him countless times on Pota, and he knows my voice, so he picks me out of that pileup. So.
Exactly, and you do that unique. So even in CW, now that I'm getting better at CW, it's the people who send their call consistent, and they got a unique fist. I can pick them out. I mean, here lately, my CW pileups in the evening are just stupid. It sounds like an FT8 battle off.
Nice.
And the people who have that unique, like I'll tell you one that was so awesome. Kilo 5 Kilo Hotel Kilo. He called in the middle of an absolute blistering pileup, and I just heard his call sign. I didn't hear a letter. I heard his call sign, and I just picked him right out of there. And it's just you get used to that as an activator. So always try to be consistent with your call, and try to find something unique. Like if I do hunt, it's rare that I do, but if it's a really big pileup, you will hear it. Same way as every now and then when I'm activating. This is Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November. I really emphasize that Zulu, and it'll get me through every time.
Aloha Eric brought up a good point. If you're hunting, know the call sign of the person you're hunting. And there's nothing that gets me worse than me sitting there trying to break somebody's pile up for a new park I don't have, and I'm sitting in there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then somebody calls the first time and gets in and goes, "What's your call sign?" It's like, oh no.
That's my tip for everybody who hunts, period. Listen. Know the guy's call sign that's calling, and know what park he's in. And it doesn't matter what. And you know what? If you know his call sign, you can go to QRZ, and you can email him and ask him every question you want to in the world. But when you do that, and he's got a huge pileup, and you just took 12 calls out of his head because you say, "What county you in?"
Right.
I get it. People hunt counties, but you know what? You can take that park number, and you could look that county up yourself.
Google.
It's not really that hard. So
All right, here's another thing. If they're in like a twofer or a threefer, if you listen long enough, you'll get all 2 or 3 of them parks, and you can write them down ahead of time and not have to ask them.
Yeah.
I have people that'll hunt me park to park, and they're like, "Park to park," and I'll say, "All right, park to park," and they'll say, "Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, you're 5'9" in 1815, and I've got both your parks. And they're going park to park. But I don't mind to give my 2 park numbers. That's fine. That doesn't bother me like some of the really silly questions.
Stealth QTI had a question about park to parks too. Is it critical for park to park hunters to announce park to park, or will the uploader logs automatically make the association and credit a park to park contact?
They will. They will automatically do the park to park contacts. If both activators turn their logs in, it'll happen. If everything matches.
Some people like saying park to park because some activators give preferential treatment to people in other parks.
I myself like knowing it's a park to park because I'm meticulous about my logs. A lot of people are not. I mean, I've been with groups that do logs, and somebody else log for me, and they send me a log, and I have a conniption because it's just a log with the call sign, the time, and the mode, and nothing else. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? But I mean, that Pota will accept it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm meticulous. I like to know park to parks, but you don't have to. It's not a big deal. I don't do it on CW because I hate sending numbers on CW. I hate doing anything out of my normal pattern on CW. So I don't do I don't call park to park on CW at all. I just I will go on to spotting page and it's like, thanks for the park to park, to let them know I was park to park. But it's always showed up for me. And so you don't have to. But what I really do not like, though, is if you're going to tell me park to park, say it at the beginning. Just say it at the beginning. Because if you say Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, and I'm like, Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, you're typed in now. I'm already hitting enter. And when I hit enter, you're like, oh, you're 5'9" into my park, Kilo. And I'm like, I got to go back in and edit that right then. And it is a, people will say park to park is not a call sign. Read your rules. You have to identify within 10 minutes. You can say park to park, because when I say park to park, you're going to give me your call sign then. Because if you don't, it won't be a park to park. So I don't, these people who get upset, QRP is not a call sign, park to park's not a call sign. I don't care if you holler blue onion at me.
That's I've heard that. I've heard people say QRP is not a call sign, just being lid. So I key up and go, QRP is not a call sign. It's not a call sign either.
I mean, just hunt, that. And yeah, I know people, you will use the QRP and not be QRP to get through a log. I'm not dumb. When you're coming at me and you're 25 over from 10 states away, you're probably not QRP.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I've heard a couple QRP stations from not close to here that were well into the red on my meter.
Yeah. No, I mean there's some great QRP signals that I know run QRP.
Yeah.
But some of those guys, it's funny because blue onion. There you go, buddy. Yeah. Don't think if I hear blue onion in my log tomorrow, I won't answer that.
You might hear it tonight.
There won't be an activation tonight because I'll be in after chat. But listen, people's broke my pile ups with some weird stuff. Some very, very weird stuff.
What's the weirdest one? Just off the top of your head.
Barking. Barking.
I got barked back at.
And what's funny is that when I heard the barking, I called the call sign out and told him he was 5'9" and barked back and went QRZ. I've been barked at. PP Man likes to get in my big pile ups and be like, Royal Subject. Dan is bad about when he can't hear me on sideband, going over and doing CW on my sideband activation. I have 2 cross mode contacts with Dan.
Yep.
I'm on sideband and he's on CW. Matter of fact, tomorrow a video is coming out with a crossband contact in it from Dan. So if you're interested in seeing how that works, watch my video tomorrow at 4:00 because that'll be coming out tomorrow, and that's on there, and it's pretty awesome. Anyway, we got way off topic there, but I don't care because we're talking about Pota, and we're never off.
No, Eric, you're right. I did try that with you. I tried it with Eric over Hawaii one time. He sent a message in Discord that said, "Stop QRMing me." I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. You'll see it in my video. Now let me clarify though. When somebody is filming their activation, the sound will come through that camera microphone a lot better than it'll come through on your ear.
Oh, for sure.
Because if I'm in a big pile up, sometimes I watch my video. I'm like, how did I not hear that call? He's louder than everybody, but you don't. But you will hear exactly how loud Dan comes through, loud and clear on CW. He comes through, and I'm immediately Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November 5'9", and he goes back sending CW with a signal report. And it's perfect. It's a perfect contact. So I was happy to be videoing I was like, cool. This is gonna be a good thing to add in my video. Matter of fact, I might even put a short out and promo it before the stream tomorrow. It's also the same activation that I put my video out from Terry the other day, calling me 9 million times.
Yeah.
Like he was doing again today.
That was so funny.
And then he finally got through good, and he's like, "Oh, you're 5'9", and he was when I went QRT, he hunted the boys or something. He hunted somebody, and after he got done, I was like, "Kiva Wake Golf Quebec." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Kiva Wake Golf Quebec." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Kiva Wake Golf Quebec." He's like, "Ah, funny."
You said in Discord they needed 3 contacts at that park, and I said, "Well, he's already got you in the log 8 times, buddy." It was great.
So, kind of what I want to kind of talk about tonight is the doors that Pota's opened, and that can mean a lot of things, and it does mean a lot of things to me. But I'm going to start with what it's done for ham radio. You know, I've been around ham radio my whole entire life. My dad was an operator. And, you know, I can remember him scrolling through bands. And, yeah, there's people on, you know, maybe every 20 or 30 KCs. And, you know, he'd have conversations and rag chews and stuff like that. But it was never like it is now, where you just scroll through 1 or 2 KCs and I mean, it's hard to find a spot most of the time. And not all of that is Pota, but a lot of that is Pota. And it's changed the dynamic in ham radio because everybody's not this 95-year-old guy that hangs out in the basement all day. And my dad wasn't a 95-year-old guy to hang out in the basement, but he did stay in his bedroom an awful lot. But you know, you're getting younger people that gets out there and loves doing stuff like that. And it's really refreshing. I've got so many youth hunters that hunt me right now. It's just unreal. And, you know, it absolutely makes me happy to see all these people. And what are they doing? They're doing Pota. You know, most of the time, if you go to like one of the use on the air events and stuff like that, 85% of those people are talking about Pota. Yeah, they do a lot more stuff than that, but they're all interested in parks on the air. So I mean, it's changed the dynamics in ham radio. So that's one door it's open. But then there's the other door in. Okay, I got into ham radio to honor my dad. Didn't plan on being a general. Pota brought me into being a general. Mm-hmm. And then I decided I was going to get my extra. And then I decided I was going to do CW because I wanted what? More Pota contacts. And just like right now, I'm wanting to do more stuff on the radio that I may or may not have done, but I definitely want to do it because I want different Pota contacts. I learned to do SSTV, which is a cool thing by itself. But why did I learn to do it? Because I wanted to make SSTV contacts during Pota activations. I'm currently dabbling around with wanting to learn satellites. I'm wanting to do some 2-meter SSB and some 2-meter CW to add more Pota contacts. So it opens up a lot of doors in that aspect too. People want to learn different stuff just because it's cool to make more contacts. Although I'm not going to do FT8 to make more contacts. But it's cool if you do. Then there's the simple fact that all of the people who learn to do CW just because somebody like me learned to do CW, and they're like, wait, if the King's going to do CW, there's a lot of contacts to be made over on CW. And You're darn right there is. I'm gonna say if you hunt me religiously CW, you could probably add anywhere between 1 and 150 contacts extra a month just off me and CW.
Easy. Yeah.
And I mean, because typically every evening besides a Wednesday evening, you have 3 or 4 contacts to make on that last activation. And typically every activation you'll have 1 or 2 bands of CW that you can get instead of just me going out, knocking out 40 meters and going to the next park. I'm definitely going to knock out 40 meters and then do 40 meters CW. But most of the time I'll jump over to 30 meters too, because 30 meters is just a great band. So I mean, there's more doors that it's opening up for people. A lot of people. I know of 25 people that started CW just because I did, and that's great. So another thing that doors that it opens is, believe it or not, mental health. Yeah, when I do Pota, I am in a high intense activation and stuff like that most of the time. But when I just want to chill out, when I just need a break, there's nothing like going out early morning before 8 o'clock when the whole world's still quiet, the woods are peaceful. You get out, don't sit in your car, get out and get on a picnic table or sit out somewhere and just do an activation, especially if it's CW even. And if it's CW sitting beside a lake, I don't know what it is, but CW sitting beside a lake at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, there's nothing more relaxing. Like, and it's like this mental relief that'll unstress me so much. So I mean, there's a lot of things to it. Dan, does it open anything up to you?
You mentioned the part about growing ham radio, which is good. For me, it's as Whiskey Zero Charlie Golf Charlie likes to holler. You build a hamily. So all these people, a hamily. So all these people you talk to on the air day in and day out, and then you finally get to meet them at a ham fest or a meetup or something like that. You get to know them personally. It's the friendship factor that it really opens up a lot of doors. I think Pota does, to making new friends and keeping them for the long haul. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I definitely was going to mention it, because I mean, I'll tell you, there's people that's done ham radio for years and years and years, and they might talk to somebody quite a bit and never meet them. But with Pota, everybody is a lot closer niched, and like when I go to a ham fest, like there's typically lines of people that want to meet me because they've contacted me so many times. And it's just it's overwhelming how awesome that is. And I'm really good friends with a lot of people that I would have never known. Like every time I get anywhere near Dan, we try to activate together. Every time I get near Hayden, we try to activate together. Yep. I would have never met these guys if it wasn't for Pota. Heck, Hayden's come and saved me at a train station before when I didn't have nowhere to go, and took me to his house and put me on his couch. Like Carrie, Kilo Bravo 3 Whiskey Alpha Victor, her and her husband Ray, rescued me once again from a train station. Maybe I should think
that was the same trip, huh?
No, that's a different trip.
And on the subject of your ham families, me and James, I know, Hayden, I don't know, maybe, but we'll be at Huntsville in August. So come say hey.
Absolutely, and I cannot wait to get to Huntsville. I can't wait to get to. And a lot of people that don't go to the shows, they kind of get aggravated. They're like, "Oh, James is only on the air like once today. That sucks." But that's because I'm hanging out with all these people that I contact all the time. it's like my vacation, So
I was only on the air once, but I made 1,000 eyeball QSOs.
don't travel with James unless you want to get stuck. I'm guessing he's meaning about the Hamfest, but you never know
just
what
in
Eric.
general.
You never know what Eric's stuck. We ain't getting stuck in the woods nowhere because I got 4-wheel drive. I'm not like Dan. I ain't got to call Robbie.
Oh, I love Ryder, man.
My Armada has been out in many of ice storms activating.
Oh yeah.
Oh, funny stuff. But yeah, the friendships and the bonds that you meet, and there's still a ton of people that I haven't met yet that I'm really, really close to. Like my Patreons, like we hang out, in like voice rooms 5 and 6 nights a week half the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's always somebody in my Patreon rooms talking. And like I literally popped in there last night. I don't know what I was doing out, but I popped in there at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I jumped in one of the Discord rooms, and there's 2 people in there talking. And then the next thing I know, I sat there and talked to one of them went to bed, and I talked to the other one, and it was almost 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, dude, it's 4 o'clock. I got to go to bed.
Yeah. Wow.
But I mean, and I've never met that person in person. Although I'm sure it's going to happen sometime real soon. But it's funny because you just get, when you hunt these people day after day after day, you build a relationship. That's like people's come up to me at Hamfest and they'll go to introduce themselves, and I'll tell them their name before they get it out because I know their voice. And I'll tell you another fun thing that Pota brings. When you have somebody that hunts you over and over and over and over again, what is really awesome is you get this mental picture of what you think they look like, and then you meet them and they look nothing like what you think they look like. And it's just so funny. Like, I always get excited to meet new people. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. Somebody came up to me in Dayton and was like, man, I expected you to be shorter. And I was like, shorter? I'm like, do I sound short on the radio?
Yeah,
I think I sound tall on the radio. But yeah. Now I look short if I'm standing next to a tall guy.
Oh yeah.
But
Everybody looks short.
Yeah, the whole world looks short standing next to him.
Oh, you know what? I hope Tall Guy comes to Alabama. I want to take a picture with Tall Guy on one side and Digital Rancher on the other side. Then everybody will think I'm short. Some Twin Towers. What about you, Hayden? What's Pota opened up for you?
Oh well, I mean the whole YouTube thing. I would have never guessed that I would be helping a guy from West Virginia run a YouTube channel or co-hosting with him, and that's just the craziest thing I'd ever thought I'd be doing. But primarily it's the people, meeting the people, going out to the couple meetups that I've been, and like Dan said, putting faces to voices, and just having a good old time. It's a whole community thing for me.
Absolutely. I went up and I did Delaware in a week with the Canadians, the Three Amigos. And you know what my favorite part of that whole trip was? It believe it or not, it wasn't the Pota meetup. It was actually getting to meet Toby. Because Toby has been such a long time hunter of mine. Like and getting to meet her was my absolute favorite part of the trip. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad I met everybody else that I met up there, but getting to meet Toby, it was just awesome. You know what I'm saying? And then probably my second favorite part was getting on Hayden's briefcase radio. That thing's awesome.
Yep, I had that at the Pennsylvania meetup, and it's pretty fun.
I'm still feeling kind of like that coming up this coming weekend. I'm like, I'm going to get to meet Toby. This is going to be so cool.
Toby's like the godmother of
Yeah.
hunting. You know, everybody get, you know, it's because it makes me feel weird when people's coming up to me all in awe and stuff like, oh my God, it's the Pota King. And I'm like, why do they feel this way? But you know, when I met Toby, it was the same way, because to me, you know, the first time I met Carrie, you know, now she's my big sister, you know, but the first time I met her, I was like, oh my God, that's Kilo Bravo 3 Whiskey Alpha Victor. You know, I had interviewed her before, but I hadn't met her yet. And, you know, it was something to me. And you certain people in Pota, you start to idolize them, you know, like it's crazy, you know, and you all get your niche. Like, I'm sure Dan's now going to be the plaque hunter or something, you know, and it's hard to tell. Well, Dan should be the peanut butter shenanigan hunter or something.
The shenanigan hunter. There you go.
But poor PP man, he's famous because I gave him a nickname. Anyway, good stuff, man. Pota's great, and you know, it also opens up places that you have never been. You know, I've been to almost 600 unique parks now in my short time in Pota, and a lot of those parks I would have never went to. And I'm a big outdoors person, a big park. I had already been to all the West Virginia state parks, but there were a lot of those game lands that I had never been to. And you know, some game lands are really boring, and some of them are just really, really nice. You know what I'm saying? It's like I used to live on Lake Norman, and right outside of Lake Norman in Statesville, there's a place. It's called Fort Dobbs Historic Site. How my ex worked in Statesville. I drove her to work all the time. I've never seen Fort Dobbs before, and I seen it because Pota. Yeah. And it's actually a really good spot to activate if you're ever going through and you're like, yeah, it's a historic site. It probably won't be that good. It's not far off the interstate, and if you pull into the first parking lot, you can go toward the back behind the bathhouse, and there's a big open area. It's got a bunch of picnic tables. It's great for activating. I would definitely suggest that one if you're in that area. So, good stuff. Good stuff. So you 15 new states. How many parks, Dan?
Oh, well, I can't tell you an exact number because while I'm up in New Hampshire, that's going to be my home base for a week and a half or so, and I'm going to activate a whole bunch of parks.
Okay.
Around in there. Hopefully Kilo, at least one of them. One of them really close to our lake house is not very activated at all, so that's going to be a good park for a lot of people to get. But then there's probably 10 or 15 parks around there within an hour. So, I mean, there's going to be a whole bunch of parks. I can't give you a final number. So, all of them.
That's like last week when I was in Columbia. I'll tell you point blank, I wouldn't have been to half of those places because Columbia is not the greatest place in the world to be. But I did see some nice stuff while I was there. Yeah. I just had to be careful.
Oh, and getting back to what Pota does as far as their friendship and stuff, the reason why I'm not activating Rhode Island on the way up is my park that I have listed. Somebody sent me a message and it goes, hey, I live in Rhode Island and I've almost activated all of Rhode Island. The park that you're going to ain't in a good part of town. And it's not very big and there's better parks off of 95. And that's why I kind of decided I'll just hit it on the way back down. So somebody I don't even know that I may have worked before or not, I mean, I really don't know, helped me out in that.
So this is an interesting question. What is my favorite park so far? That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a really, really tough one. I'm going to give you a couple that I would be kind of torn between. One of them being the last park I did for the West Virginia, worked all West Virginia, Lost River. And
Beautiful.
the park down in it itself ain't all that great. But when you hike up to the overlook and you can see 5 counties in 2 different states, it is absolutely phenomenal. So there's that one. There is Jekyll Island in Georgia, because where I activated down by the piers, and I sat at this little picnic table. And as I was sitting, this was my first late shift ever. And I'm glad it was so beautiful for me to take in, because, Lord, I had my butt kicked. That was back when the bands were good. Even though they're supposed to be better now, that's when the bands were good. And I'd activated for a couple months, and I was like, I'm ready for a late shift. I wasn't ready for a late shift. But I sat there as the sun was going down, and the sun was setting over the ocean, and this sailboat come through there and sort of silhouetted in the sunset. And I just took my camera. I'm in a pileup. I just took my phone, picked it up, and just snapped a picture. And it's one of the prettiest pictures I've ever taken. And a lot of you probably seen it, because I've posted it all over my YouTube before. And that's one of my favorites. Other than that,
That's not far away from here, though. If you're ever up this way again, we'll shoot over there and activate Jekyll.
you want to do it at sunset, man. I'm telling you.
I've been over there plenty of times. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know down there.
Beautiful.
You know down there where the piers are.
Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful down there.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I still have video footage of that somewhere. I don't even know if I was YouTubing back then. I may have been, but it was at the beginning. But it's beautiful. Other than that, anything with a beautiful waterfalls in it. But those two is a tough one for me, and it's just because of the experience I had in them. And of course, I'll always love Chief Logan. I've done anything there is to do in Chief Logan. I have geocached there. I have activated there. I've mountain biked there. I've hiked there. I've camped there. I've had picnics there. You name it, I've done it there. But yeah, it's good stuff. And I have been to Lost River before, but I'd never hiked up to the overlook before. Like I said, I'd been to all the state parks before, because when I did geocaching, I did the West Virginia Challenge, State Park Challenge, where you get a geocache in all of them. So I'd been to all of them before, but fun stuff. And that's another thing Pota opens up. It opens up family time, because you can go do activating, and you can take your family with you and do stuff in these parks. Like, for example, Curtis will go and do activating, and his wife will go out and do geocaching, or she'll go out and do kayaking, or they'll activate and she'll do geocaching, then they'll both go kayaking. So, I mean, I did a video where I activated at the Mermaid Park. Your family can go watch the Mermaid show while you're activating. I've activated another place that I've actually got footage of and should put a video out. It's some kind of animal exhibit. It's got all kinds of animals and stuff in it. And, there's a lot of stuff you can do. You could go to the park and do an activation and be like, I want to relax a bit. I'm going to throw me a game of disc golf. You're always seeing disc golf in the parks. Or I'm gonna take a hike, or I'm gonna take my mountain bike with me today, and I'm gonna go for a ride afterwards or something. There's so much stuff that you can do and combine with Parks on the Air, and your family can get out and experience it with you. So, it opens up that you get to do what you love and take them out, and you all have a good day together. And you never know, your son or your daughter might be like, hey, it looks pretty cool what Dad's doing. I think I'm going to check that out. Because I know several families that they all activate together, they all hunt together and stuff like that. And matter of fact, I'm getting ready to reach out to one that I think is going to make a really interesting video. I'm really excited about that if I can pull that off. But we'll see. We're coming up on the top of the hour.
Are we giving away a bag yet? Has anybody?
Yeah, you know what? I don't think anybody has, but let's see. Let's see if I get any notifications or anything. James Jenner has messaged me about his shirt. Cool deal.
Yep.
No.
He said he sent the email.
All right. I'm not seeing nobody. But how many people we got in here?
Got 36 people.
36 people. You know, 36
14 likes.
36 people hung around and listened to us chat about Pota. So even though you didn't go sign up for something that's absolutely free, I think we'll still give away a bag. Because Dan was nice enough to pass it along. Hayden actually passed along his antenna because Hayden wanted the antenna too and passed it along. But we did it since Hayden was on the stream. We did it right there on the stream for the other members. But let's do it. Let's pull up something, Hayden. I'll send you what to put for the word.
Okay.
No, it's not a bag yet. Although that would be good. This is the Gigaparts Explorer backpack with none of the optional pouches or anything else. Just the backpack.
It's just a backpack.
Just the shell.
Just a shell.
You have to fill it.
And even without the pack, I mean, I just got one like a week and a half ago, which is why I don't need it. Right?
You'll have to get the bags that you want to customize it your way. Yeah. And I think some new things are coming out for in Huntsville. So if it's somebody that wins it tonight and they're going to Huntsville, we could set it up to where I just give it to you at Huntsville. If not, I will place the order on the 25th and just ship it to you. So, all right, Hayden's getting ready to bring up a thing. And
all right, we got to do it in one word.
You got to do this in one word.
We got to do this in one word and let me present it.
And it's got to be exactly the way Hayden typed it. If you don't do it exactly the way he typed it, it will not. This bot will not count you.
Hashtag peanut butter. All one word in the comments right now. And we'll start collecting.
I'm going to do it just to see if I can win it twice in a row.
I'm going to do it.
Wouldn't that be funny if I win it twice in a row?
That would be great.
All right.
Got 12 entries.
Now, come on, guys.
Might have to be all capital there, Stealth GTI.
Scott, yeah, Stealth. Put it in caps again.
I think you can do it as often as you want. It's only going to count you once, though.
Pamela, you need to put a hashtag in front of that.
All caps there, Chris.
Not sure if that will work, Eric.
Yeah, I don't know if button noter will work, but it might. Hey.
In jelly.
Button noter and jelly.
32.
And if you pick it up at Huntsville, You never know. You might pick up some peanut butter while you're down there.
There you go. I'm waiting to see Stealth GTI get his back in all caps here. I don't know if he did or not.
Tell her.
We'll wait on him. We'll wait on him.
I got to scroll through all this peanut butter. It's thick.
The peanut butter is thick.
And celery sticks.
And just so you guys know, it is still not too late. You can go over and sign up for that free 7 days to Patreon.
Hashtag peanut butter not in jars.
I just got my boy Whiskey 1 Delta Echo Delta to say peanut butter. I love it.
Did Scott get in?
Let's see. Yes, he did.
Yeah, Scott's in. Scott. Kevin just got in, and
all right, we're gonna give it.
We have 34.
About 45 more seconds, guys.
We have 38 watching. You 4 people.
This is a great lag too. I mean,
one of them probably me.
One of them, I was gonna say, one of them is probably me. So
y'all gonna have to do it all again here in a minute because I'm gonna win it again.
We'll come up with something else. All right, 35.
All right, let's roll it.
All right, here we go. Drawing.
Here we go. Whiskey Delta 4, Delta Alpha November. Whiskey.
How does that happen?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
Oh my God. Dan.
Okay. Hit it again.
Oh man.
Hit it again.
That is crazy.
Hit it again, Hayden.
Refresh it.
Yeah.
All right. Choose the broadcast. All right.
Oh, you just can't draw again from the same. Oh, that sucks.
No.
Oh, are you serious? I thought we could.
Nope. We got to have a whole nother one.
That's great.
All right, Hayden, just pick a word.
Oh, don't think I'm not going to enter this one too.
Hashtag stop Dan.
Oh, wait.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm going to tell you right now.
No
if I
Dan.
win, no Dan.
No Dan.
All right.
Hashtag no Dan.
All right, here we go. No Dan. If I win this one too, I'm just going to go buy a lotto ticket. I'm going to enter. This stream might run all night if I win this one. All right, I'm in there.
Go back. 2 entries.
All right, I'm in there. All right, let's
13 entries.
No whammies.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
funny. We might have to pick a new StreamYard giveaway tool if it happens again.
If Dan wins again, he has to buy me a Yaesu 710.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right, we're up to 31. I think we had 35 or 6 last time.
Oh, I can't believe that crap.
Oh, just wait till it happens again. It's going to be even better.
If it happens again, I'm firing Hayden because he got something rigged. He got something rigged. So just so you know, I'm not the one doing this.
Yeah.
It's all on Hayden.
All right, we got 34. $34.
30 seconds. That last person ain't gonna get in.
I know we had 35 last time. There we go. 35. Waiting on your word.
Go with it.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Do it again. Delta Alpha November.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
We can do it. Dan. Oh, close. Robbie.
Whiskey 1, Radio Charlie Papa.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Wow.
That's even better because I can make Robbie wait till Huntsville.
Yep. He'll be coming to Huntsville.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Robbie.
What about me? I won it twice.
Yeah, I know.
You made the stream run over.
Maybe you shouldn't
Now,
play the
now,
lottery.
now all the Patreons are like, man, we're supposed to be in after chat already.
That damn Dan keeps winning.
All right, guys. We appreciate you. If anybody donated coffee tonight, I did not see it come up, and I will give you a shout out on the next stream. But I appreciate you, and just hang around. And the more this channel grows, the more giveaways we do. And so, I've had a couple of really big giveaways in the past, and I want to get back to them. I know I've given away. I had one stream I gave away an Eagle One antenna and a $100 and some infed half-wave on one stream. So just hang out, and we'll make it happen again. But thank you guys for your support, and we are heading over to after chat right here in a second. And if you go sign up for your free trial, message Dan and Hayden, and they'll get you your Discord pass into the rooms, and you'll be good to go. So thank you guys very much. And 73.